Friday, it's the 17th of May. Martin shave test. I've got a little treat. I've got 3 razors here, all of the same period. 2 Bengals with boxes. That's a particularly nice Bengal with an etching. And a rather nice Hamburg ring with a gold panel, all from the same period. What's interesting as a test is they've all been shaved with, some with more success than others. They've all got edges on them. What I'm going to do is try 3 different stones. There's the Charnley Forest, which I used the other day. Since that time, I've actually given it an even higher polish. I even went as far as 3000 grit emery paper to give it a really nice shine. So it's a really nice Charnley Forest. This one arrived yesterday. That's a big stone. Now this Charnley Forest, as you can see, is quite radically different. This one's got the beautiful single little pink line and quite a dark green. This one's a lighter green with multiple lines. Very nice, very flat. I have flatted them, I have polished them. But the best is what arrived today. How about that? Now that is a real find. It's very, very pale green. I've flatted it on the diamond plate. I've also used up to 3000 grit emery paper to give it a really nice high polish. It's got I don't know what you'd call it, a very even surface. In fact, the reason it looks so good is it's got the glycerin or glycerin on it at the moment. A good friend, Devon Jackson, told me that when you see such an evenness of stone, it usually means it's going to give an extremely good finish. We'll find out. This, I honestly believe, came from a barber's. I think this was actually used by a professional barber to hone his tools with. So we have 3 razors, all of the same period, all deep hollow, all between 6/8 and 7/8. Yeah, I'd say just fractionally around the 7/8. So I'm going to put these aside. I shave with all 3. Now let's try to see what happens when I refresh their edge and put a new edge on them. I do hope YouTube doesn't castigate me on the use of the background music. I probably will get done for that. I usually do. This one is on a cuticle. This one's on a cuticle edge. This is the Hamburg ring. That I think I would reserve till last. I've got one here which wasn't quite as good. No, that was alright. That was a J-net. But this one, I think this one, I had small results, not very good results. I'm not sure of the stone that I used, but it wasn't great. So let's go for what I consider to be the slightly more coarse stone. Now this is purely me refreshing. You could say replacing the edge. I haven't used tape for the simple reason these are very, very, very smooth stones now. A very slight feel of granularity. What a huge difference it makes to use glycerin and water. That's really quite a nice feel. But I can sense there's a very small amount of grittiness there, so a little bit more water. This is going to be, I hope, a short video. I'm not going to bore you to tears. Yeah, that's better. Needed a little touch of water. But as Devon says, the feel is important. And to me, this feels pretty good. There's been a bit of controversy concerning my videos and my posts, because I looked up on one of the Google sites on stone definition, and they said that the Charnley Forest is a slate. Now, because everybody else has been castigating me and saying, no, it's not a slate at all. So all I would say is they're probably right. However, I'm going to call this a slaticle, because as no one can make up their minds of the true definition, but that's actually looking quite good. Let's sacrifice a tomato and try it on my thumbnail. Yeah, that's good. In fact, contrary to what some people think, you can actually use a tomato, particularly the baby plum tomatoes, as a push test, just to prove the point. That one didn't, isn't that typical? No, I'm trying to just use push. Oh, it does on that side. Yeah, with a very slight movement you can get it to cut, but that's an excellent edge. And it should be, it's a good razor. As you can see, it's rather a nice tool. Yeah, this is a Bengal, and it says hollow finest ground. What do we do, a secondary one that isn't so finely ground? Anyway, this should be a good little test when I shave with these. All three are the same period. Don't know what's going on with the music in the background. Yeah, I'll do a little tiny bit more, of course I haven't got any other stones to run through. This is more a field test for my benefit. Then I can go straight to another stone. Yeah, it feels lovely. I had a very, very successful shave off this Charnley Forest with a very similar razor. Anyway, we're going to call that one done. I have to remember that I used my original Charnley Forest on this Bengal. Let's now try. This was on a JNat edge, probably a good edge, I think. I can't remember when I used it, and crocked afterwards. Let's try that on this beautiful thing. Wow. Now this is hard stone. Straight away it feels pretty hard. In fact, I'll give it a little touch of water. All three razors were successfully shaved with on their original edges, which, as I've just mentioned, varied from JNat, Cotical, and one I'm not sure of. I'd like to pretend it was some form of slate. It probably was. I makes little notes on the scales of my razors to see what they were honed on and if they shaved well. Yeah. Well, I'm in total praise of these strange stones. The Charnley Forest has a nice fit. It's very hard, but it's easier to work than the dreaded Black Arkansas. I say dreaded because you can spend all day rubbing away on a Black Arkansas surgical black, and you don't seem to get very far. Also, you stand a chance of deforming your edge. if you're doing modest strokes like this, I think you stand a better chance of control. When you're pushing two-handed on a big 3" by 10" black surgical Oakenthal, it's very easy to actually put too much pressure on, and then your edge is going to get very slightly deformed. Anyway, what do you think? That's hard stone, very hard stone. Let's see what it does on our little friend here. Bloody hell. These Charnley Forests are sharp, they do. Bloody hell. I mean, that is quite remarkable. Yeah, that's dripping like you wouldn't believe. So this is a Bengal that was on a Jaina edge, and now it's got slightly modified Charnley Forest edge. Yeah. One more to go. Last but not least, we have this rather delicious, the Hamburg Ring. Solingen, Germany. No maker, just Solingen, Germany and Hamburg Ring. But I did get a little bit of a problem with this one. I used it on what I termed incorrectly a blue cossicle. There is no such thing. It was, the base stone wasn't very good. Anyway, this one, we're going to try this one on a proper barber's hone. This should be interesting.